All right, ladies and gents, here we go. Let me plug the joint. Prelude to sex, asserting sexually flirtatious energy in your conversations with women. Now, I want to point to a very important word, right? When we say prelude to sex, right? Look at the word asserting sexually flirtatious energy. The word asserting, assert, assertive. What does that mean? Cause others to recognize one's authority or a right by confident and forceful behavior. When I tell you guys about exhibiting assertiveness and actually speaking with an assertive tone, right? This is what I'm talking about. Forceful behavior. Like when I walk up on a chick, the forceful behavior is I'm letting her know I'm here. She's going to feel my physical presence. She's going to feel my presence. Now, whether or not she's accepting of my presence, that's an entirely different thing. But either way, when I approach women, I'm going to make sure they feel me, right? I'm not just showing up to spew a couple of words out of my mouth. No, my presence is way more important than just spewing a couple of words out of my mouth, right? I have a true purpose for being right here. Right? A lot of you guys, when y'all approach women almost as if you hope she gives you a chance. You approach women with the mindset, I hope she doesn't say no. I hope she's interested. I don't approach women like that. I approach women like I'm about to make her day. I'm about to make her evening. If she's lucky, she's about to have probably the best night of her fucking life. If she's lucky. And a lot of you guys, you're gonna hear that, and you're gonna be like, man, whatever. Yeah, and that's why you lose with women. That's why because see, dudes that got game, when they heard what I said about, it being a woman's best night ever, they're like, yeah, yeah. The confident men think alike. Prelude to sex, asserting sexually flirtatious energy in your conversations with women. Now, today we're going to talk about 4 habits of sexual conversationalists, right? Sexual conversationalists create desire and build intimacy through banter, humor, and attentive listening. Yeah, I know one of my words, my favorite words outside of deference is attentive, being an attentive lover, right? A lot of guys, you're not attentive listeners. Y'all really don't pay attention to women. Because if you did pay attention to women, then you would know when women aren't interested in you and you wouldn't keep trying. You wouldn't be asking questions. What does this mean? When a chick does that, what does that mean? Right? The reason why you asking those questions is because you're not a good listener. You don't know how to pay attention. Not only that, you don't know how to assert yourself where you can actually get the feedback from the woman that you need to know what you're dealing with. Right? Prelude to sex, asserting sexually flirtatious energy in your conversations with women. Now, when we say prelude to sex, what are we talking about? Right? It functions as a warm up, building anticipation and desire for both people and deepening intimacy. Let me get back to something, right? When we talk about 4 habits of a sexual conversationalist, I want to touch on the humor part because I've heard guys talk about, being funny. Can being funny get you some pussy? And here's the thing with you goofy guys who are always looking for goofy ass shortcuts to try and get some sex. Are you sexually appealing? Period. If you are a humorous guy, but you have no sex appeal, you're not getting no fucking pussy, dog. I don't give a fuck how funny you are. If women don't want your dick, you're not fucking, right? So when we talk about humor, it's not about being funny, it's about having a sense of humor. One of the things I talk about when you flirt with women, I talk about playfully flirting and I talk about sexually flirting. Those are 2 different things. Now, you can merge them and you can intertwine them in the same conversation, but playfully flirting and sexually flirting is 2 different things. The the flirting with women, the aspect where you're playful, that's where the humor comes in. That's where your sense of humor, your own unique sense of humor comes in, where you don't take yourself too seriously. And when you're having a conversation with women, women do not want to have a conversation with men who are too serious, who take themselves too seriously. Can you be playful? Right. So when guys talk about women being comfortable and building rapport, you don't got to do all of that. If you are a playful individual, right, and women like that about you, they're going to automatically feel at ease and comfortable in your presence. Just with that alone, whether they're sexually attracted to you or not, right? A woman does not have to desire you sexually to be comfortable around you. And you don't have to go out of your way to try and make women feel comfortable around you. All you got to do is show up and have a conversation. And depending on how you're conducting yourself in that conversation, that's going to speak volumes of whether or not a woman should be comfortable around you. Prelude to sex, asserting sexually flirtatious energy in your conversations with women. So let's get into this. 4 habits of sexual conversationalist. 4 habits. Number 1, the internal mindset. The internal mindset. Guys, how you think drives your actions, your mindset, your mind state, your mentality. How you think, how you view yourself, how you view women, how you view yourself in relation to women, how you view sex, how you view dating. All of these things drive how you speak to women, right? The internal mindset, how you think, how you literally think drives your vernacular. It drives how you articulate yourself. So when you guys are asking for pickup lines, and I'm seeing all of these goofy ass questions in live chats that are dedicated to approach, guys got all of these approach questions. Why don't you get some coaching? Why don't you get some coaching? Guys are looking for one-liners to get some pussy. Bro, ain't no bitch fucking you off a one-liner. Women aren't having sex with you off of a one-liner, especially a one-liner that you got from a confident man. Right? This kills me. You have insecure guys with low self-esteem who lack sexual confidence, who are looking for words from another man to say to a woman so they can get some pussy. So your insecure ass who lacks confidence, you're gonna take the words of a confident, sexually appealing man, and you're gonna utter these words to a woman, and you think women are gonna think you're sexually appealing? Those aren't your words, dog. Those words didn't come from you. Those words came from the mouth of a confident man, and you're not him. Prelude to sex, asserting sexually flirtatious energy in your conversations with women. When I talk about the internal mindset, we're trying to teach you motherfuckers. Develop your own style, develop your own words. Yours, the shit that comes from you, the shit that a woman can feel because it comes from you. Prelude to sex, asserting sexually flirtatious energy in your conversations with women. Number 2, create a foundation of genuine interest. Show, don't just tell. Create a foundation of genuine interest. Show, just don't tell. Meaning, show women, show women why you're there. Don't just tell them why you're there. Hey, I just came up to you and thought you was attractive. I think we should do a date. Show her. Show her. Because here's the thing. If I walk up to a woman and I introduce myself and I say, hey, I think you're very attractive. I think we should go out. At what point is she gonna feel me? Nothing I just said indicates her feeling it. How's she gonna feel that? What did you accomplish by walking up to a woman? Hey, I just wanted to say I think you're attractive. We should go out. Go out and do what? Go out for what? Go out for what? And let me just, I want guys to think about that. Go out for what? I think you're attractive. I think we should go out. So you're gonna go up to a woman, you're gonna say, I think you're attractive, and because I think you're attractive, we should go out on a strength that I think you're attractive. So the woman is looking at you like, how does she benefit? Okay, you think I'm pretty and you want to take me out because you think I'm pretty. And where's the conversation? Where's the flirting? Prelude to sex. Guys, telling a woman you think she's attractive and you want to take her out is not a prelude to sex. A date in and of itself is not a prelude to sex. Compliments are not a prelude to sex. Prelude to sex, asserting sexually flirtatious energy in your conversations with women. Again, create a foundation of genuine interest. Here's the thing. You telling a woman you think she's attractive and you want to take her out, that's not genuine interest. Some of y'all gonna be like, Zach, but no, I think she's attractive and I really want to take her out. That's not genuine interest. That's not genuine interest. Zach, what do you mean that's not genuine interest? Why did you approach her? Why did you approach that woman? You did not approach her because you want to take her out. That's not why. Yeah, you think she's attractive. That's believable. But you really don't want to take her out. See, you offering the date is a stopgap. You offering the date is a bridge between you hoping that something sexual happens, but you're not really creating that foundation. Again, create a foundation of genuine interest. Show, just don't tell. So, one of the things I talk about when I do coaching, right, is crowding a woman's space. Okay, when I say crowd a woman's space, what I mean by that is this. When you first introduce yourself to a woman, right? A woman who does not view you sexually, a woman who does not look at you that way, those women will not want you touching them, right? In ways that are unnecessary, right? They don't want you close to them in ways that are unnecessary. So, what I mean by that is this, and a lot of you have experienced this when you walk up on a woman and you begin to speak, they will back up away from you. A woman backing up away from you is telling you you're too close to me. So the fact that a woman is backing up, she ain't even feeling you, and you ain't even spoke to her yet, and she ain't feeling you, right? I need you guys to understand that, right? And let me just say this real quick. A lot of guys, if a woman were to back up, they would automatically think it's simply because of how you look. Let me just talk about visual aesthetics. Just because a woman thinks you are attractive doesn't mean she's attracted to you. So even if a woman might think you're cute, if you get too close to her, she's still gonna back up. Why? Because she's not actually attracted to you. Yeah, she might think visually you're a good looking man, but because she's not attracted to you, she's going to back up. Why? Because she doesn't want you to believe that something is going to happen. So her backing up is basically her closing off herself to you. Basically, I'm not interested in whatever it is you're about to do or say. That's essentially what that is. Now, there are exceptions, but for the most part, when a woman doesn't want to shake your hand or she doesn't like you too close to her, do you think she's going to want you inside of her? Probably not. Probably not. So when I say show, just don't tell. Show that woman where your interest lies. Just don't tell her you think she's attractive and you want to do a date with her. Have a conversation where you're sexually flirting. Because, guys, here's the thing, and I've said this so many times, and it comes back to fear. When you meet women face to face, I'm not talking about online dating. I'm talking about the very first time you met a woman, you met her when you were out and about somewhere. Why wouldn't you take that opportunity to sexually flirt then? Why would you offer a date and you don't even know if this woman is even feeling you how you're feeling her? That's, to me, I think that's retarded. That's hustling backwards. To offer you have the opportunity to have a fucking conversation with this woman you want to have sex with. And instead of sexually flirting with her right now while you have her in front of you, you elect to offer a date and then you're going to have a conversation with her over the phone? Like, what kind of weak shit is that? And I know why you guys do it, because you're scared. I know why. Right? Again, what are we talking about today? 4 habits of sexual conversationalists. Number 3, build playful sexual tension. Again, 4 habits of sexual conversationalists. Sexual conversationalists create desire and build intimacy through banter, humor, and attentive listening. Number 3, build playful sexual tension. And a lot of you guys probably listening, well, how do you do that? Y'all know how to do that. Y'all are grown fucking men. Y'all know how. All you got to do is have a regular conversation. Yeah, you might not be as good at it as this guy or that guy. Yeah, you might not have the words that jump off the page like this guy or that guy. Guys, having a mouthpiece, let me just talk about that for a moment. Having a mouthpiece starts from you being honest with what's on your mind. That's how it starts, with you being honest with what's on your mind. As far as your verbiage and the words you use, what's gonna happen? Let me tell you what's gonna happen. Right? When all of you who are cowardly and you're scared and you're insecure and you're worried about women thinking you're goofy and all this shit, once you guys let your nuts drop for the first time in your life and you get out of your own way and you start having honest conversations with these women you want to have sex with, what's going to happen is your initial mouthpiece, right, is going to be a little rough around the edges. It's going to be a little rough around the edges, right? But what's going to happen is the more women you talk to and you have these honest conversations with, over time, you're going to get better. You're going to clean up your conversations. You're going to get wittier, okay? The way you word things, the way you articulate yourself is going to get better. But it only gets better with time. It's not going to get better with coaching. It only gets better when you are actively talking to women and then you clean up how you approach women when it comes to your verbiage. Okay, the only way to do that is to really do it. You gotta do it, right? Prelude to sex, asserting sexually flirtatious energy in your conversations with women. Number 4, incorporate non-verbal cues. Okay, and I'm gonna leave this on your conscience. When we talk about non-verbal cues, touching, eye contact, getting very close to a woman, like you right up on her, right? So me personally, when I'm talking to a woman where it's obvious that there is mutual genuine interest, I'm probably gonna have my hand on the small of her back. I'm gonna have my hand on her hip or her waist, right? And there's been times where I have introduced myself to a woman where I have shaken a woman's hand, but I never let her hand go. So I literally allowed her hand to rest in my hand throughout the duration of the whole conversation. And a woman is looking at my hand, her hand. Oh, you ain't gonna let my hand go? No, I'm gonna hold your hand the whole time we talking. Okay. And I'm just holding her hand. I got one hand holding her hand in my hand. My other hand is on the small of her hip, talking to her. So when we talk about incorporate nonverbal cues, you can also flirt with your body language. You can flirt with non-sexual touching. You don't have to touch her vagina or her breast or her ass, right? You can, the smaller her back, caressing her face, your hand on her hip or her waist, right? All of these things are cool, right? Now, let me just say this real quick. When you guys first meet women, okay, and I've said this, and a lot of you guys aren't good at paying attention. You need a woman's undivided attention, right? You need to make sure that she is singularly focused on you and the words coming out of your mouth. She cannot be playing with her phone. She cannot be looking over here, looking off to the side, right? If she has one of her homegirls there or a couple of people that she know, she can't be distracted by people keep trying to talk to her. No, she needs to be intently and attentively listening to you. Period. Right? And the reason why that's important is because the only way for your words, like if you think about a dartboard and you think about throwing darts, right? The only way for your words to hit, like you're playing darts, is if you're speaking to a woman where you have her undivided attention. Because if you're talking to a woman who's preoccupied and you're saying shit, she hears you, but the words aren't really hitting her because she's not focused on just you, right? So I just want to hit y'all with that. Prelude to sex, asserting sexually flirtatious energy in your conversations with women. Guys, get this coaching. Get on the Patreon, get on the channel membership, but also a lot of you guys, you flat out need coaching. You need coaching. Let me tell you why, and I'm gonna finish it with this. When you're actually approaching women, and then when you're having private conversations with whomever you're doing consultations with, once you tell them, hey, I'm approaching women, this is exactly what I'm saying, this is exactly what I'm seeing. I approached a woman last night or last week. This is exactly what I said. This is exactly what her responses were. Now, what we can do is we can break down what's happening in that specific interaction. And then we can tell you, yeah, you fucked up. And then we can break down how you fucked up. Or we can tell you, bro, you didn't do anything wrong. The chick just wasn't interested. And right there, that's the key. That's the key. You guys need to understand the difference between, yeah, you was dealing with a chick that was interested in you sexually, you just fucked it up. Versus you were never dealing with a woman who was interested in you sexually. You were never gonna fuck. So it wasn't you. It's not that you said something wrong or you did something wrong. No, chick just wasn't feeling you, right? And a lot of guys, when they deal with women because they have no game, because they have no awareness, when they're talking to a woman who just isn't feeling them, they think it's because they did or said something wrong. And no, bro, guys, a lot of times when women reject you or they tell you they're not interested, most of the time it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. There's a myriad of reasons why a woman is not interested. But a lot of times, because guys are in their ego or they're insecure, you automatically think it's you. Guys, like, share, and subscribe. Prelude to sex, asserting sexually flirtatious energy in your conversations with women. This is what it means to assert yourself. Right here. I'm gonna leave you with that. Put that on your conscience and ask yourself, when you're conversating with these women you're meeting for the first time, are you asserting yourself? Or are you doing this? Because when you talk about asserting sexually flirtatious energy in your conversations with women, if you're insecure, if you have low self-esteem, if you lack self-assuredness, none of what I'm saying is going to really help you out because you got to get past that first. Coaching can help you with that. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.